Alright, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to American Truck Simulator. Today we are going to be looking at a new trailer. This is a 48-foot Manac logging trailer from Brian Modmaker. And the whole reason why I got this, because I have so many logging trailers, and really there's no reason why I shouldn't have another one. But I've heard specifically, this is the first one that I've heard of that is actually working. Maybe you can correct me. But this logging trailer was made possible to do dynamic loading and unloading within Arkansas. I know that I heard, I was watching Pister's site, Pister's Facebook group, and on the Discord, and they said that they were in the final stages of putting everything together and testing it. That was a couple weeks ago, though. I've been waiting on that. I just downloaded the new version of the Manac from Pister because there were some other changes that needed to be done, specifically being compliant with version 1.52, which just dropped a few days ago. But I don't have any word on it. From what I've heard, again, correct me, Brian Modmaker is the first one that has a non-SCS logging trailer working with dynamic loading and unloading, and that's kind of what I want to do today. But two steps. First, we're going to take a look at the trailer itself so you can see all of the build options, and there are tons of them on this. For a trailer, there's quite a few. And then after I show you all of the different options, then we're going to take a drive, hopefully with dynamic loading, and it'll just be, you know, extra whipped cream on the top if we can get a dynamic unloading. Not holding my breath on that because I haven't even gotten that with an SCS trailer. So let's go ahead and take a look at this 48-foot Manac logging trailer from Brian Modmaker. So we just have the option of a single, and then we have a couple options here between. These are both marked the same, so I don't know exactly what the difference is, but it's really about these chrome pieces here that are going to the. So basically you can turn it all chrome, or you can leave it all this like brushed aluminum. That's the option there. We do have some different chassis, so if we look at it here, and these all kind of, see, it's a little confusing. They all say the same thing, and these two even have the same picture, but there are three different variants. So this variant will give you the 3 axles. You have 4 axles with a lift right here, and then this one goes back to 3 axles, but it's a spread axle. So being able to have the words there would be cool. You know, 3 spread axle, 3 spread, 4 lift, and 3 would be great. Great little descriptors here. I'm just going to go ahead and keep the tires and the wheels. I know we're kind of jumping into the accessories and stuff, but if you look at it, these Michelin X are what comes with it. They look pretty heavy duty, something you would absolutely be needing on a nice dirt road, crawl up the mountain to get some lumber or logs. And then the rims, we're just going to go ahead and stay with these Alcoa paintable, and then you can change it to whatever color you want on the inside. You can make it look like it's a little rusty, something like that. I think this color usually works pretty good too. You can lighten it up just a little bit, or darken it up, or just black them out, kind of make them look a little dirty. Either way, if you have Jasper's wheels, I believe you also have the option. Let me check this real fast in real time. I think you have the option to add some rust to it, and then you can always change the color around. It changes the overall like look and texture of it, so you can go with something like that too. But I wanted something a little bit more used, but that's okay. Not exactly sure how I'm going to do it on that. So let's just jump into the rest of the accessories, since I kind of started there. Looking at this first one here, we'll get rid of our rust. So these are talking about the supports, and you can get this support here in the front rather. You can get this all in aluminum. You can get it, if I zoom in a little bit more, you can get it all in chrome, or you can have the option of doing it in paint, or you could do it in paint and aluminum, which is cool. And to have all of these nodes on here is really, I mean, if you're someone who likes to add lights to something, oh, you're set. There, you can go absolutely wild with all this. Then we have these uprights here, and lots of cool options. You can do them in the chrome. A lot of people, they have them, you can do them in chrome, you can do them in paint, sometimes even the option of black. This one is trailer paint, and then there is a paint and chrome. Now let's just go and pick a color here so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, again, chrome, paint, or you can do paint and chrome, and then you can have the paint on the outside, chrome on the inside, or you can reverse that, have paint on the inside, chrome on the outside. I'm probably going to go something like this, not to say that it's going to be this color, but that's probably what I'm going to pick. What do we got here? We got some more supports. These that kick out, we've got, so this is marked as chrome. Actually, these all pretty much, you've got 3 support chrome and 3 support paint, but I'm just going to go through the options so you can see all the different ones. So you lose the mud guards on that one. And if we switch it over to paint, you have the same options without them. Let me go back. You can see paint with these mud flaps here, or without, and I believe we lose this back end too on one of them. Yep, there you go. So all kinds of variations for these side supports. All right, moving along, we see the feet. I don't know if his idea is to be able to give us more options, but if you remove it, that looks a little weird. So maybe just for right now, maybe he's going to give us the option later on to maybe do these in aluminum or do them in chrome. That's kind of what I would assume. Okay, mud guards, chrome, right here. There's another one with chrome. I believe this one has lights on it. Yep. So you can add lights to it, or you can do paint, or you can do paint and lights. So that's the options that you basically are just looking at the guard there. Okay, moving along, the support chassis. Now you can have this entire strip done in kind of what it would be, I guess it'd be like a diamond aluminum. You can have it done in like a diamond chrome. That's probably more the aluminum. This is more like the chrome. And then I believe this is paint. No, this is just another type of metal. So tons of different choices there. Lights are already on this by default, and you can keep those. Where is it? Where is it? It's right here. Or you can go absolutely crazy wild and use all of these adapters that we have on here. Actually, this one doesn't do anything, I don't think. This is the one that gives you all the nodes. I don't know what this one does. I'm not even seeing any nodes on this one. Doesn't look any different than the well, wait a minute. If we go up to here, we might have to walk up here. I think maybe did this change from chrome, like the framing around the lights? Yep, there you go. So that's what that is. So these bottom two are both set to default lights, but this top option gives you chrome around the light, and this gives you like a black plastic. Or, like I said before, you can go absolutely crazy with all of the different nodes. You could spend hours just putting lights on this trailer. It's crazy. Okay, this is the outside, the frame of it. Chrome, aluminum, and paint. So you can pretty much paint every single portion of this. I like how you have the option also of having the paint. Now this option here is referring to this tank here, and you can get it in 2 different variations of chrome. Might have to walk up. We're going to have to walk up and see a lot of these up close. Here's the first option. Oh, that was my track IR. I'm going to turn that off. If I find the button. There we go. Here's second option. So what's changing, it looks like the very end of the tank. There's one, there's the other. I don't know how much more is actually changing. Nope, just that part. That's okay. Then there's paint and chrome. I'm just going to click through the different variations and just paint by itself. We also have this other support here, which is going to be a placeholder. I'm thinking it's going to be this portion here. I'm not entirely sure. That looks like about where that node is, but we're probably going to have more options on that in the future. Yeah, basically what we have here is we have a series of fenders. There's going to be P1, P2. I'm just going to choose some different options. P3 is right here. So so it's called two paint, but it's basically the same color, but you get it in a different type overall. What did they do? What just changed right there? Okay, so look at that. You also get what looks like the sides of the fender. You get some rubber. If I click on this one, that goes away and you can see more of the tire. So you do have options for the sides of the fender, as well as the texture of it, and whether you're doing chrome or paint. So you get a few different options there, quite a few. I'm just kind of scrolling up and down here. That's quite a few. Oh yeah, and you can even get him. So see these. It would be really nice, especially with this many options, to have some description on it. This is kind of a paint and chrome, and I'm sure they have all different kinds of variations between this. We're just going paint. Yeah, and it has to do with the fender as well. Wheels and rims I've already talked about, so we can pretty much just go on to, there's P2, there's P3. Then at the end here, we're basically talking about the end of the trailer. These lights, so it's a little confusing. You have to be facing this way to see the node, and then you can face this way and you can see what's going on. So you have a couple different variants here. One is paint and one is chrome, and you can make each one of those either the default lights or have your own nodes that you add. So here's the stainless where you add your own nodes. Stainless that are default lights, paint with nodes, and paint with default lights. So that's kind of cool. All right, so we'll pop around here because we have a couple additional nodes that you're not going to be able to see unless you're here. So we've got that support. It's basically this piece right here. Are we talking about chrome or are we talking about paint, basically? Or do you want it at all? There are two more nodes, it looks like. We come around to the back. Okay, so we can have another set of lights here. Or is this default? Oh. What's going on there? So, okay, this is just a paint option. So you can make this back part paint, or you can make it chrome and have all those lights there. I don't necessarily need that, so I'm going to get rid of it. And this last one, what is going on here? I can't get over there to toggle it on and off because I can only access it from the other side. I don't know exactly what changed. So take a look at it right now. Look at the mud flaps, look at the bar. Let's see what might change if I get rid of it. Yep, it's the crossbar. So that bar is now gone, but if I add it, may have clicked on the wrong node. There we go. There we go. And now the bar is back. So it's on there by default. Quite a few different options on here. You can do, every portion of this can go in aluminum, chrome, paint, even I really like the options for these uprights, how you can have chrome on the inside, because what I did at first is I clicked on this option and I was like, wow, that's way too much chrome. It would be nice if the pillars were actually, the color of the truck, the paint, and then have just that sliver of chrome inside. Clicked on the other option and there it was. They already thought about that. So tons of options here, way more than you would normally see on most trailers, and especially what we've seen on other competitors, even logging trailers. So lots of different options here, and I haven't seen any that have these supports here. Usually it's like a basic fender and it looks similar to something that could go on the back of a truck, and we haven't seen this drop down, this like curve in the body, where you can have that many different types of metal that would go down there to support it. So really great thing. And I don't even know if you have the option to do individual fenders on most of these. So good job, Brian Modmaker. It's looking really good. I'm I guess at this point, you know what we could do also is we can probably take a look real quick at some of the loads. All right, so if you are someone who likes to be surprised by these loads, go ahead and skip to the next section. There's timestamps down in the description. But we're going to go through all of the different loads. Looks like we've got about, what, 10 of them? So we've got tubes, so not just logs here. We've got large tubes, we've got logs, we've got lumber, and then a whole bunch of other different types of logs, so broken up in shorter pieces. Slightly bigger, looks like a fuller trailer. We have more lumber. We have more tubes. How is that different than the other tubes? Just looks like the color or the texture changed just slightly. And let's go back to this lumber, and we'll take a look at the difference between this lumber. Okay, shorter pieces. And then 4 more variations. The size is about the same, but obviously it's a different type of tree here. And then cut up into smaller bits and longer bits. I think that was similar to that one. Those might be like identical. I don't know. Did the length change? I'm going to have to come over here and look at it. Nope. Nothing really changed between those two. And that last one is just a longer version, but a different tree, obviously. So those are the different cargoes that you can get on this trailer. I think it's about time that we take this truck right here, all decked out in Hell Creek logging, and we take it for a little bit of drive. Hopefully we're going to get a dynamic load. That would be kind of embarrassing since this is the whole point. But I'm going to go ahead and pick up a load, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, pretty sure that we're going to be getting a dynamic load on this. We're actually on our way down to the... get our wipers on. There we go. It's a cool little structure here. We're actually picking up here at the Weyerhaeuser in Harrison, Arkansas. And I'm hoping that this ends up working. So we got to basically come right around the corner. Last time we had a load was on this left side. That was a lot easier for me to approach and get the job, but now I've got to make this U-turn. And we'll see if that ends up working. Looks like we'll be fine. Go out just a little bit wider so we don't clip that truck. That should make it just fine to get in there. And I know those lines are going to be yellow, right? They're going to go yellow. Just keep thinking that. Keep thinking that. There they are. There they are. Oh, we went too far. Oh. There we go. And we are now loading. Get these out of the way so we can see what's going on. There it is. It is a thing of beauty. I hope other people that have logging trailers, I hope Pister gets theirs finished. I know Duro Modding has a Temisco logging trailer. I hope he gets that sorted out so we can do all of these, because here's the thing, the trailers for all of these different developers are very different. I think Borman's got one too. They're all very different. The cargo that goes on it is all very different. And what's really cool too here is, I think one of the issues that Pister was working on, just kind of listening to the conversation, was they could get it happening, but it was also to be able to get their own unique logs. And as you see, Brian Modmaker has his own unique logs, and I'm sure that was part of the challenge as well in getting that all figured out. So we are set to go. Again, we are in Harrison, Arkansas, and we are going to El Dorado, to the other Weyerhaeuser, where I would just like to put it on make it known, I've delivered there at least 10 times. I've never gotten an unload in El Dorado. But, yep, 83,790 pounds. Wow, that's pretty crazy. I don't know if I was exactly set up for that. You know the trailer that we're rocking, but and I showed you very briefly the Hell Creek logging which seems to be appropriate here. Even got the logging rack and everything. This is the Viper. And we are going to be driving, what do we have? We have a 525 horsepower Cummins N14. And we also, it came with the truck. I don't know who did it. It's not Slav Jerry. It's not Z-Mods. It's not Serial Black. I don't know whose it is exactly. But, all right, and let's go ahead and get going. As you can see from the camera in the bottom right, we are rocking a twin stick here. See if we can go directly in a second. Nope. That's too heavy. That's too heavy. We're not going to be able to do that today. So this is a Spicer 6.4 that we've got going on here. So cool how we have to go around this. They got wood supporting that rock. Very cool. Looks like I'm just going pretty much from gear to gear here. Did it actually stop raining? I thought it stopped raining before and I turned them off, and then it started again. So, not to go over it in incredible detail or anything. This stick over here on the left is my main. I've got 6 gears in it, and this is my auxiliary, and I've got 4. It's in overdrive right now, or in the over position. So this one, upper left is low. Then we go to lower left is under. Lower right is going to be direct. And you got a lot of gears, so you can pretty much just finesse it to make sure you got your RPMs going well. And then again, upper right is over. Were we supposed to turn left there? We were supposed to turn left there. Oh no.
Nice driving.
Oh no. Alright, so we'll put it in second. We'll put it in under and reverse. Let's see if we can make this happen. Can't see anything behind me really. I think we gotta go over there so we don't hit those rocks. Should be able to make that okay. Yeah. And one low. All good. I'm going to use the clutch on that one. If we had more momentum, it'd be easier, but we don't. So I'm just going to I'm going to go a little bit light on the throttle here till we have a chance to get some momentum. That'll help us get into the next gear. Very, very short gears in first, and I don't always do this, but I'm going to move both sticks now so I don't have as much downtime. On uphill, it's absolutely impossible to shift them one at a time, at least on this grade. Nice challenging drive out of here. We're going to pay attention to the GPS though. Swap them both. Okay. Go to this side. Oh, and you know what? It's my fault. I didn't leave that up so you can see what gear I'm in. I don't always use low. I am using it right now because I was in 3 under, and my only other option would be to go back down to the second main gear, and I would have had to move both sticks. I don't want to do that. So a lot of times what I do is I set myself up to be either in under, lower left, or in direct on the auxiliary, so that I still have a little bit of ways to go both sides. Whether I want to speed up and go to a higher gear, or whether I'm hitting a hill and I need to go to a lower gear, I have that by just moving the auxiliary instead of having to move both sticks. So you kind of plan for it. Try to stay in this as long as possible. Now I'm in 3 direct. I still have 2 options here. Whether I need to speed up or whether I need to slow down. So I kind of like living in that area And then over is when I'm most likely, I've either skipped direct, I've gone from under, bottom left, straight to over, or if I'm cruising in 6 over and I'm not going to be going anywhere. The low gear is mainly to get started with a heavy load like here, at 83,000 pounds on a hill, and then I pretty much won't touch low unless it's convenient for me to avoid a 2-stick change, especially on a hill. We're going off to the right. We can get these windows up. We got our beacons on. Oh, we get a little bit of a rolling. No, we don't. This bus, killing me. Am I out too far where they're just going to pause right in front of me? Hopefully not. So I hope you guys are having a good Sunday. Or whenever you're watching this. Comes out on Sunday. There we go. We can go the full gear as long as we're not on a hill. Oh, we even got it on third. What I've noticed here putting this transmission together is second and third gear of the auxiliary, also known as under and direct. They're very close. So if I end up here in under, my next one would normally be direct. And it worked fine when I was going up a hill with a lot of weight. So even here, even though we're going a little bit uphill, so it doesn't want to go in, they're so close together that I often end up trading. I often end up skipping one of them. If I start upper left and low, a lot of times I'll skip under and go to direct, right? Or if I'm here in under, I might skip direct and go right to over, just because they're so close together. Jake did its job there. But yeah, hope you guys are enjoying the weekend, and hope you guys are coming along pretty good with all of the updates and everything for 1.5.2. I definitely expressed a few choice words on last video because I was just frustrated, and I really I had gone through 2 of my profiles. I hadn't looked at the other ones. It just so happens the first 2 that I looked at were the only 2 that I was not able to recover. I had to delete them and start over. Luckily, those were some minor profiles where I only had like 2 or 3 trucks and 2 or 3 trailers in them, which was absolutely maddening, because I would think that the profiles that would be screwed up are the ones that have like 196 mods in them. A whole bunch of trucks and trailers. You can go anytime you want, buddy. Are you kidding me? We're gonna have to go around him. Because he was trying to go straight. There we go. But yeah, it turned out to be one of the profiles that I only had a few trucks and trailers in, and I was able to replace that profile pretty easily. So I basically just deleted it. Then I went in and cloned another profile, renamed it to the same name, and loaded my trucks back in, and turned out to be just fine. So once we're up in 4th and 5th, and especially 6th, you can't take that full gear, and you can't go from 4 under to 5 under. It's not going to work the same. So like when we're going from 1st to 2nd. And I usually won't take over in 4th or 5th. I'll just go directly into the next one. Works out pretty good. And even up here in 6th, going into 6th, I can usually skip a few. Slowing down, what's going on? See, one rare instance right there where I'll go back into low because I could make that change without having to move both sticks at the same time. So it's kind of there as like my reserve, but it's very close to under. So I'll probably, once we get going here in just a second, I'll probably skip this gear and go right into direct. Or I'll skip under and go into direct. We got to get over to the left. Okay, that was actually a problem I was in. That's ever since I put this ever since I put the new spring in this, a lot of times when I go to put it into the center bottom, it thinks it's this one. So that's just, it's just the shifter not interpreting things correctly. And that happens to me at least once a drive. And that's just kind of what I deal with. Again, I originally did it for the feel, and it does kind of feel different. It feels like I have to, because this stick has a lot of weight on it. It's very, very heavy, especially with this valve for the range here on the side. So I have a better feel. It does sound like it's braking every time, and I'm sure it's going to cut down on the life of the thing in general. But the main reason why I did it was because it wasn't staying in gear. I'd put it into gear, like I'd put it, well, this isn't a gear. I'd put it into gear like this, and it wouldn't stay. It would just flicker between, like, for example, one low is what it's reading now. It would flicker between the gear that it's in and neutral really fast over and over again, and it wouldn't stay in gear. That was really the biggest reason why I needed it changed. Come on, let's try it again. I think maybe I have to wait even longer. There it is. I was going too fast. Skip direct. Or skip under, go to direct. And unless I'm going really slow like that, I usually don't move the auxiliary in a downshift pattern. I'm usually more like, do I need to get on the Jake? Do I need to get my main gears? That's what's going to slow you down. Don't think that you have to go like 6th gear and be downshifting through all these, then go to 5th and then downshift for all of those. You don't have any time. You'll be right in the back of the person in front of you doing that. Just leave the auxiliary alone and make your switches, your downshifts with the main. There we go. Still got a little bit of grind, but not nearly as bad. Check out some of this truck as well. And the trailer's looking good. I really like this thing. Not only just because of the dynamic loading and unloading, but it's a cool trailer. Got a lot of options on it. Definitely not hating that. Okay, let's go ahead and get over. We got to already merge left here. That one I ended up taking low because I was on a hill. That's when it comes in the most handy. And we're already going a little bit over the speed limit here. Oh. Looks like we got an accident up ahead maybe. Helicopter incoming. Check out some of the detail on this. So many options to building this trailer. It's cool. My blinker's still on. Guess I didn't put any blinkers on the back of the trailer. That's probably my fault. I'm not usually the kind of person that puts on a whole bunch of lights anyway, so I probably screwed it up when I was selecting them. Assume we're staying to the left. Alright, let's see what's going on here. We'll just kind of let the speed bleed off there. Head over towards Pine Bluff. For now, I'm going to branch off over to El Dorado. That would be crazy if the first time that I get a dynamic unload at El Dorado is with a non-SCS trailer. That would be absolutely crazy.
Have faith.
What we got? Hour 57. I'll be back with you in a little bit. We'll do show you a little bit of stuff on the exterior again, and then I'll be back with you once we get closer to the drop-off. Alright, we got about 13 minutes left before we're dropping off. Alright, we are pulling in here. Let's see if they're going to have us go over to a robot to unload this. I would love to be able to see that. Again, not holding my breath because I've never gotten one here. Usually they have me unload right under, I guess what would normally be like an auto loader, like just a feeder. Like one that you could pull through and get like wood shavings or something like that. They usually have me go in that. They're actually, do they have me? I think they've got me going to the same place that they normally do. They have me going straight so that I can, it's a longer route though. It's usually shorter if I come in over here on the right. Let me get my windows down. It's just, see this feeder up here on the left? That would just dump it straight into your load. It's right beyond there, and that is a guaranteed no dynamic unloading. So that is not going to be the case for us today. Unless, oh, wait a minute. See, oh, this is crazy. I'm going right by the machine. Normally they have me go right over here, like just past the GPS. This is the first time that they've had me go in here right by this machine. This is promising. This is promising. Let's go ahead and get out and check it out. This would be the first time that I get an unload, dynamic unload in El Dorado, and the same time ever that I've gotten a dynamic load and dynamic unload on the same drive, if this happens. Oh my God. Look at that. Would you look at that? I've never even seen a dynamic unload. Let's see what happens. Okay, those straps go away. A little bit unrealistic. Okay, so That's a little bit unrealistic here because we're carrying short logs and they magically turn into long logs. You know what? I'm not going to complain. I just said this is the first time I've ever got a dynamic load and unload on the same drive. First time ever getting a dynamic unload at this facility. And it comes not on an SCS trailer. It comes on Brian Modmaker's. That is amazing. That is amazing. I know they transformed from short logs into long logs. That's a magic little crane there. That is so cool. All right. That'll do that. All right. And then it ends. Perfect. 203 miles, 6 hours, 1 minute, and 40 gallons of fuel consumed. Not too bad at all. That's kind of a low pay, though. That's kind of a low pay. That's okay. To have that dynamic load and unload, absolutely, that's cool. So there you have it, Brian Modmaker's 48-foot Manac logging trailer. I would also like to point out that Brian Modmaker also has a B-Train log trailer, but I didn't get that one. It's a separate purchase. I didn't get it because I didn't know if that was going to be dynamic as well. I saw the update that said that the 48-footer has dynamic loading and unloading, so I went ahead and got that. I believe each of them sell for $17 a piece. I wasn't quite sure on that. I wanted to test it. I might just go ahead and, hey, if that one does dynamic unloading and loading as well, that B-Train, I think I'm going to pick that up too, because, I mean, that would be an additional challenge whenever you're trying to back up a B-Train. So, anyway, that was it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions about the trailer or about the truck or dynamic loading or unloading, go ahead and drop it down below. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and give me the thumbs up. Consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell so you can see all my videos. And I will see you guys on the next one. Take care.